Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. Tonight we're going to rock around some more full-size 60s GM cars. Before that, jumping over to nobodyshow.com and check out some cool new inventory stuff we're putting on there. Hey everybody, I'm Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. We deal in classic and special interest cars and parts. We have over 1,100 classic cars in our salvage yard, and that's what we do and that's what we love. Thanks for coming by Nobody Show. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you're new, we're glad to have you here. And this is going to be the show for gearheads. We're going to talk about hot rods, muscle cars, customs, classics, trucks, cab overs. We may even get into some of the newer stuff into the 70s and 80s. We're also going to talk about gas pumps, signs, oil cans, toys, all types of automotive memorabilia. Because here at Nobody Show, this is your show. We're going to be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. Now let's get into tonight's episode. Hey everybody, Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. Tonight we're going to walk you around a little bit more of our full-size 60s era GM stuff. We did a few Pontiacs a few weeks ago. We're going to do some a couple more rows in that area, catch some Chevys this time. So starting off here on this end, we got a little 61 Biscayne 4-door. This was about as basic as it got. 6-cylinder, 3-speed, 4-door Biscayne. However, you just don't see a lot of this stuff anymore, even the 4-doors. So still some good stuff on this. Guys are starting to build these 4-doors. I know over in Europe they're a big deal. A lot of people like the 4-doors. So, so the 4-door stuff, there's still demand for it. We're still going to keep it around because somebody's going to need it. Next to that, we've got a 68 Impala 4-door. A few pieces of trim missing, but a lot of this car still here. It's got a 327 4-barrel in it. It's all complete under the hood, all the complete brackets and pulleys and everything that would be correct if somebody were doing one of these cars. So still some good pieces on that. Next to the 68 Impala, this car's really rough, but it is a 63 Impala Super Sport 2-door hardtop 327 4-speed car. Definitely seen better days. This car has led a tough life. But it is a 2-door hardtop, it is a Super Sport, it's still got clutch pedals in it, some 4-speed stuff. We've got the tranny out of this car. Probably a little too far gone to build, but it is a 2-door hardtop Super Sport, so got to keep this stuff around. You know, the 2-door hardtop stuff is really hard to find, and there's a lot of little knick-knack stuff you got to have if you're doing a 2-door. So got that there. Next to that 2-door hardtop, I've got a 64 Pontiac Catalina 2-door hardtop. There again, this car's been parted fairly heavily, but still some cool stuff on it. And still definitely some salvageable pieces for somebody doing a full-size 64 Pontiac. Come around the 64 Catalina up to this next one, we've got another Chevy, a 64 Impala 4-door hardtop. Definitely not a body style you see a lot of. The front clip's gone off this car, but this is a pillarless 4-door hardtop 64 Impala. Once again, kind of like the 2-door hardtops, there's some weird niche stuff specific to this 4-door hardtop body. So we got to keep some of this stuff around because those guys are going to be needing it, especially with the 2-door stuff drying up. The 4-door stuff is going to be coming along and people still like it and it still looks cool. So definitely keep some of that around too. Next to the 64 Impala, this is kind of a unique little car. It's a little 63 Buick Skylark 2-door hardtop. This car's pretty rough. It's led a rough life too. But there again, it's a 2-door hardtop. Not a lot of them out there and tough to find pieces. So got that one sitting in there. Next to that, we've got a 68 Buick Electra convertible. And this is another car that I don't know how they abused it, but they abused it badly. It's been banged around and beat around, but it's a convertible. There's a lot of convertible parts here. There's convertible glasses here. The convertible top is here. Still got some good 2-door trim on it. So like I said, I don't know how somebody abused this car as bad as they did, but convertible stuff obviously super hard to find. So we definitely want to keep these around. We know you guys are going to be needing pieces off of that stuff. Last car in this row, we've got one more Buick. We've got a 64 Riviera. These were a really unique design. Somebody did start a mild custom on this car at one point. They shaved the door handles and a few other things, but still a lot more into this car than it looks like. A lot of pieces inside of it, a lot of pieces in the trunk. These are a really unique design. These cars have never really caught on as much as I thought they should have, but we're finally starting to see these 63 to 65 Rivieras get some of the attention they deserve. They're a great looking car, a great design, a very unique design, and a very sleek design. So it's cool to see these 63 to 65 ribs finally starting to get some of the attention that I've always thought they really deserved. So that walks you through a few more rows of our full-size GM stuff. Lots more cool stuff coming, guys. In the near future, we're looking 1st of August. We're going to have a live seminar we're putting together to teach you guys how I do what I do as a career. This is coming from your feedback. We've got guys asking me on lives, how do you do this? How do you find inventory? How do you do this? How do you do that? And there's so many different aspects to it, from finding inventory, buying inventory, hauling and transporting inventory, storing inventory, disassembling cars, marketing parts, marketing cars, shipping, getting paid, etc., etc., etc. There's so many different aspects to it. We can't just cover it on a live or on an episode here and there. So what we've got planned 1st part of August is a full in-depth session on that. I've put a lot of notes together on each one of those topics that we just hit, plus a few other areas, and we're just going to pick a day and we're going to sit down and go through it. And like I said, that's based off of your feedback. Guys are asking me how I do this for a career. This is my office. This is where I work. This are my shops. I don't go sit in a cubicle every day. I spend a lot of time on a computer because that's the nature of the beast, but I don't sit in front of it for 10 hours a day. I'm out here with cars, signs, toys, antiques, memorabilia, and so that's why we're putting this session together. You guys are asking for it. You're asking me these questions. We're going to put together a course and we're going to get into the details. It's going to be live. You're going to be able to ask questions and you're going to help us build it with your feedback. So stay tuned. More information on that coming. We're looking 1st part of August for that session. We will let you know when we get a date nailed down on that. So stay tuned. Thanks for being here and thanks for watching.